There's a question I get asked often. What made you want to paint backgrounds? And for the longest time, I gave the easy answer. I'd say Studio Ghibli. I'd say My Neighbor Totoro, Princess Mononoke, Spirited Away, and that's true. Those films changed my life. But lately, I've been sitting with that question a little longer because the truth is, the story goes deeper, much deeper. It goes back to a small boy, a Chinese calendar, a box of watercolors, and a longing I didn't even have words for yet. So today, I want to take you on that journey. Not to teach you a technique, though I hope you'll find inspiration here, but to tell you why I paint and why perhaps you paint too. I grew up as a boy who loved nature, not in a distant, oh that's nice kind of way. I mean the kind of love where you run your fingers through tall grass, where you sit by a creek just to watch the light bounce off the water, where you notice the way moss grows in the north side of a tree trunk before anyone ever teaches you that in school. Nature was my first teacher. Before Ghibli, before Marvel, before I even knew what art could be. There was a small creek I used to pass by. It wasn't famous, it wasn't a tourist spot. It was just there, quiet, untouched. A little slice of wildness tucked between roads and buildings that humans had claimed. I didn't know it then, but that creek was teaching me something. It was teaching me the language of green, the texture of bark, the way light filters through leaves and turns everything gold and amber in the late afternoon. That creek became a part of me. Then came Marvel Comics, and oh, what a different world that was, where nature was quiet and patient. Marvel was loud, bold, explosive. Jack Kirby's cosmic landscapes, John Buscema's muscular figures, the way they rendered shadows, the dynamic energy on every page. I remember staring at those panels, mesmerized. But here's the thing, and I don't say this to boast, but to be honest about how I felt as a child. I look at those pages and I thought, I can do that. Not because I was arrogant, but because I felt something click inside me. A recognition, a belief that whatever skill I saw, I could learn it. I could emulate it. I could make it my own. That belief became my compass. It didn't matter the medium, pencil, charcoal, ink, later digital. I had this hunger to absorb techniques like a sponge, to look at someone's work, study it, understand it, and translate it through my own hands. It wasn't about competition, it was about connection. I wanted to speak the language of art in every dialect. And then Ghibli found me. Or maybe I found it. Either way, something shifted. I remember the first time I truly saw a Ghibli background. Not just watch it, but studied it. It was a forest scene from My Neighbor Totoro. The greens were so clean, so warm, so impossibly inviting. I had loved nature my whole life. I had walked through forests, sat by creeks, climbed trees. But here was someone, Kazuo Oga, the master himself, who had taken that love and translated it onto paper with such tenderness, such reverence. It felt like looking at my own memories, but perfected. And I realized something. Ghibli's backgrounds aren't just settings, they're invitations. They say, come in, rest here, this place is safe. That resonated with something deep inside me. The nature I love as a boy, the quiet creek, the untouched groves. That was the same feeling, the same invitation. Ghibli had simply given it a name, a style, a language that the world could recognize. But let me take you back even further. Before Ghibli, before I had any idea what a career in art meant, I was a boy with not much money, but when I save enough, I would spend it on watercolors, the simple ones, the kind that came in a flat plastic tray. And I would find these A2 size Chinese calendars. You know, the ones with the red covers and the paper that was just thick enough. And I would flip them over. The blank side became my world. I would draw roads winding across the paper. Then I'd build small houses, little box houses cut from card, painted with my watercolors. I'd place them along the roads. I'd paint tiny vehicles made of cardboards. I'd create entire dioramas on the back of a calendar. I didn't know I was practicing composition. I didn't know I was learning perspective, color theory, world building. I just knew I was building places I wanted to live in. I was creating worlds because the world around me was changing. That creek I told you about, the one I passed by as a boy, it's gone now. Built over, a building stands where water once flowed, where dragonflies once hovered, where I once sat and watched the light dance. And that's the thing about nature, isn't it? It's fragile, it changes, it disappears. But here's what I've come to understand about why I paint. When I paint landscape, a forest, a meadow, an old ancestral home, I am not just painting what is. I am painting what was. I am restoring something. There was an old house in my family, ancestral, dilapidated now. The roof gave in, the walls crumbling, but I painted it. I restored it on paper to what it looked like when laughter filled its rooms, when vines grew intentionally on trellises, when it was love. That is the gift of being a background artist. We don't just create scenery, we became archivists of beauty. We preserve the places that time is taking away. We revealed in watercolor, in digital brushstrokes, what concrete and neglect have erased. So when I sit down to paint an anime background, whether it's a Ghibli-inspired forest, a city street that does, or a quiet creek that only exists in my memory, I am doing more than making art. I'm saying I was here. This place mattered, beauty existed here, but it still exists because I remember it, because I painted it, because I shared it. I'm just simple artist. I don't say that to diminish what I do. I say it to honor what art has always been, a human thing, a reaching out, a way of saying, I see you, I see this world, and I love it enough to try to capture it. And if my work inspires you to pick up your brush, to draw the places you're afraid to forget, to build worlds that only exist in your heart, then I've done what I came here to do. Thank you for being here. Thank you for letting me share this. And whatever your journey takes you, paint it, preserve it. Let the world know that you were here.